Greetings, citizens of the world. We are anonymous. As you may have heard, an endangered silverback gorilla was shot dead in the Cincinnati Zoo this past week after a woman, Michelle Gregg, neglected to supervise the actions of her child and let the child sleep in the endangered animals enclosure. Experts say gorilla enclosures at zoos are designed with 3 barriers to keep the gorillas in, and humans out. Michelle Gregg's 4-year-old toddler managed to work his way through this obstacle and into the enclosure. As people screamed in fear of the child's life, the gorilla sheltered the child and looked at the bystanders with fear in his eyes. He moved the child to a corner and protected the child, exactly as gorillas do in the wild with their offspring. The gorilla showed no sign of aggression. Cincinnati Zoo employees shot the gorilla dead instead of using any other means to rescue the child. Afterwards, officials described the gorilla as throwing the child around in anger. Video evidence released by witnesses shortly after showed a much different story. Many have stood up in support of Michelle Gregg, supporting her statements that accidents happen. Witnesses described Michelle Gregg's 4-year-old toddler before the incident happened, asking his mother to play in the water. At this point, Michelle Gregg's parenting skills disappeared as she failed to supervise her child or become involved with him. Maybe there was no other way to rescue the child. Even then, this situation could have been avoided if it weren't for the neglecting parenting skills of Michelle Gregg. It should also be known that Michelle Gregg is the administrator of a preschool in Cincinnati, Little Blossoms Academy. We do not see Michelle Gregg as being a fit parent. We are calling on an investigation into the zoo and Michelle Gregg. We feel as though the zoo may not have taken every possible and necessary precaution to prevent this sort of accident from happening, nor may they have used all possible alternatives in keeping the endangered silverback gorilla alive while still rescuing the child. Too often child protective services are taken advantage of and ruin lives of innocent people. In this case, we believe it is absolutely necessary for Michelle Gregg to be investigated and appropriate actions be taken against her. We also believe Michelle Gregg should be charged in the direct relation in the death of an endangered animal in accordance to the Endangered Species Act. It should also be noted that we are closely monitoring social media. The racist comments must stop. The consequences of this mother's actions should receive justice, but those who resort to racist comments and threats towards her will also be held accountable. We are encouraging every able-bodied person with a computer watching this video to participate in this operation. You do not need any skills to help in this operation. If you can share this video to your social media accounts, then you are already giving this operation the support it needs to succeed. Charges are not currently being taken against Michelle Gregg for the consequences of her actions. It is time the people demand action. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Operation Harambe. Engaged.